Just woke up. It's 1:25 a.m. right now. Right when I started live streaming, there's any sound outside, like, and like there's one like right before that. I think it's probably the same truck. And then there's people yelling outside, and then they go synced. Like in between that, and there's people yelling outside earlier tonight, like before I went to sleep. There's people yelling outside every weekend. It's a ritual. They like to yell outside my apartment on the weekends, on Fridays and Saturdays. It's just a ritual thing. They like to yell synced outside my apartment. Like every weekend, people yelling synced outside my apartment. Every weekend. And I work today. There's a bunch of cops and a bunch of like sheriffs and shit. And we drove by this one cop. He was just sitting on the side of the street with his lights, with his flashing lights on. And like when we drove by him, there was a like he's on the right side of the street, and then there's a whitey coming in the opposite lane, going opposite way of us, you know. And like right when we drive by the cop, he's just sitting on the side of the street with his lights on. And then we like drove by this street, and there's this sheriff across the street from us. And he just like parks in a parking lot right across the street from us as we drive by. And there's just a bunch of cops, and there's this cop that drove by with the sirens on that I assume was probably stalking me yesterday at work, or today. And what else happened at work? Trying to think. I know something crazy happened at work. I'll remember it at some point. And then I was walking back from Walmart yesterday, or today, I mean. There's these geese that, like lately, there's been geese honking synced. Like I'll always start hearing geese honking, and then like usually they'll fly right over me. This time they didn't fly right over me; they like flew out in front of me. But like, I just hear them start honking right as a car alarm starts. I just hear these geese run right as a car alarm starts. And then I think there's this plane flying to the side of me. I think I started hearing that at the same time too, if I remember right, or like right after that or something. And there's a bunch of synced birds too. There's birds flying right over my head. And yeah, just a lot of weird shit. I think I heard a synced yeller again. I don't know if it was. But yep. Weird shit. When I was going through Walmart, there was this guy with this red shirt that kept meeting me, and like he was like smiling with this weird smile on his face. He met me like 4 times in Walmart. And then I saw their car outside, hitting a lock button. I think he synced. My neighbors were tapping on the wall like last night and this morning. We were like, tapping. And then, just kept doing that. And then, oh, I just heard someone laughing outside, and like, or there's like this other sound. I think the heat on my wall clicked, and the AC thing outside my apartment turned off at the same time. And these people were laughing at the same time outside, just now. But yeah. I don't know what else happened at work. I'm trying to think. Oh, and then when I was leaving Walmart, I started to cross the street. Like the light turns red, the light turns green. I started to cross the street, and the semi was just like blowing through the red light. Like he almost, like if I wasn't paying attention, he would have ran me over. So I don't know if he was semi-synced, but I don't know if they were trying to kill me or what. But like, I almost didn't look over and see him. Like I heard him hit his brakes, and that's why I looked over. And then I see him. I'm like, oh shit! Like he almost hit me. So I don't know if they were trying to kill me yesterday or today or what. But if he just accidentally blew through the light or what, I don't know. And then there's this other car. Like I was walking by his house, and his car like is backing up their driveway, and they're just keep backing up. Like almost like they stopped right before I walked up to it, but like it was like they were about to hit me too. And I just knock on the window. You fucking bot. I didn't say that, but oh, and then like the last delivery of the day, we pulled up on the side of the street, and these squirrels run up next to the truck. Like we pull up and park, and the squirrels just run up, like right next to me outside, and then they run up a tree in front of us. It's just like right as we parked, they was like running right by the truck. Synced. And the other day, I came out of my apartment, and there's this cop, and like he's in like a regular car though. I don't know what type of cop he is. But he gets out and he has a badge on. And he's just in this regular looking car though, like SUV. And it was like right as I'm coming out of the door of my apartment building, he's getting out of his car. He's parked right in front of the door. And then I'm like, don't sink. And he's like, whatever, dude. See what's going on outside. Is there see shit? There's someone getting in a car right now. I closed the door right as the AC thing outside my apartment turned off, and then they closed the back door, and they got on the driver's side now. Did you hear that car honk? Oh, you probably couldn't hear it because my phone has the fuzzy sound on it. It was right when this car started though. This other car was like honk, honk, honk. And then right when the car starts to drive, there's another car driving out, and then it stopped. And then it starts driving again when the other car gets to the intersection. It just like turns, and then it stops, and then starts driving again. And then he's gonna drive by me now. And then he synced with the whitey. And then here he comes, he's gonna drive by me. Oh, maybe not, he's gonna park over here. Alright, he parked over there now. I think he's picking someone up. Something. Here comes another car. I don't know about that car. Alright, here's another car. What about this one? The AC thing outside my apartment turned on, synced with him. Here's another car. What about this car? Oh, there's a car driving by me. It's a whitey. Sink to them. But yeah, I don't know. I know a bunch of other crazy shit happened today, but I'll remember at some point. My friend, that car that parked again just took off again. He stops backing up right as my refrigerator turns off, and then he's driving out of the parking lot now. And nothing happened when he drove out of the parking lot. And there's another car in the background now. I think he drove out with the AC fan outside my apartment turning off, and then nothing. Yeah. Yep. It's fucking stalkered up out here. I don't see anything right now though. So it's minimal stalkers out there right now. Right now, anyway. Might get crazy in a second. But whatever, I'm gonna close my blinds. Just want to see if I see the yellers out there. I think they picked them up in their car or whatever. But yeah, I could still use some help. Cash App or PayPal. If anyone could help. It would be really appreciated. I could use it. And a lot of times when I'm recording, they like to do things like at moments when I can't record it, like when I'm at the checkout or when I'm at the bank or whatever, and I like set my phone down. They love to sync at those moments, like have someone like walk right up behind me or whatever, or like somebody, or like the person behind the counter is syncing with the person walking behind me or whatever, shit like that. They love to do things when I'm like unable to record it, or when my battery is low and I can't record or whatever, when I can't use my phone and record. They love to show off and like fuck with me more. Can't record it. Or just do something like a car is backing up right at me and shit. And like, and they do weird shit when I am recording too. Like they just love to take advantage of when I can't record it. Just so they can just be like, ha! So they're just weird. I'm glad that I'm not one of the weirdos. Even though I'm completely isolated, alone out here, and my life is fucked up, and I'm broke. Well, I got a little bit of money. Somebody sent me a little bit yesterday, but still, could use some help for sure. But even though, I'm glad at the end of the day that I'm not a bot. Definitely grateful for that. But there's not some guy in my ear right now who's like, put on a red shirt and walk outside right now. Like, I don't ever have to put on a red shirt and walk out synced. So I'm grateful for that. Fuck that. I don't know why anybody would want to do that. Seems miserable as fuck. lot of time I'll just be like standing around waiting for, like at the grocery store, for instance, or wherever. I'll just be like standing around waiting, and I'll be like, where are they? And then like right when I start to walk, somebody walks out. You know, like I'll just be like standing there waiting for them, and then like right when I like do something, or right when I like pull my phone out or something, like they just walk out right at that moment. But then like sometimes I'll try to like I'll just start walking on purpose to try to make them come out, and then they won't. People just stand around and just wait, just to waste my time, and then they just walk out scenes. It's like, bruh, fucking dumb, dude. It's fucking dumb. Or like if I go on a delivery and we like knock on somebody's door, and then we're just like standing there, and then like they come out, they like open the door right when a car drives by. It's like they just like stand there and wait, and then they open the door right when the car drives by. Shit like that. All day. I hear him tapping right now. Doing the tap dancing. And then when we left this one delivery, like we had the truck backed up in the driveway, and the guys were leaving. The guys, my coworkers, getting in the truck. There's this guy walking the dog in front of the truck on the sidewalk right in front of us. Just a million other stalkers. And then there's some sirens this morning, and tonight there's been sirens. And there's been like a few sirens that are like kind of in the distance, and then there was one that tonight that was closer, and there was an ambulance and a fire truck, and then yeah, and I think there was one like after I laid down a little bit, there was another siren. And then I think there's a train horn right after that too, if I remember right. So, yeah. I think I'm gonna go back to sleep now. And probably gonna do something when I do. Tap on the walls or the siren or something retarded. My neighbor's gonna blow his nose. My other neighbor sneezed synced earlier tonight. It's like right when I sat down, my neighbor was like right up against the wall and was like, and like I said, like I'll be sneezing or yawning synced. Like yesterday or today at work, like I would be yawning and I would be like, we're driving through an intersection right now, right at the moment that I'm yawning, like shit like that. But the other day I said I sneezed right as we drove by a sheriff's car that was parked on the side of the street. And shit like that is happening all the time. Like I'll be yawning or sneezing at a synced moment, or shit like that. It's like they impulse the thought in my head, or like they make me sneeze with like electronic weapon or whatever. And then like they impulse thoughts in my head to like look at the clock. Like I just looked at the timer right now when it turned to 33 minutes. The timer on the video, right when it turned to 33 minutes exactly, I looked at it right at that exact moment. And then yesterday, like we got to this delivery at 2:23 p.m. and then like I got to Walmart at 4:44 p.m. Like I pull out my phone right when I get to Walmart and it's 4:44 p.m. So I don't know how that works. They impulse my thoughts somehow and make me walk to Walmart synced or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how it works. But it does it all the time. There's a bunch of other things like that too, where I was looking at the clock yesterday, or today, I mean. And it's happening like all the time, like every day. Oh yeah, I got to the grocery store at 3:22 or today. I mean. So it was happening a bunch of times a day. Like I got to the grocery store and I walk up to the checkout and I pull my phone out when I walk up to the checkout and it says, or no, I looked at the clock on the screen at the checkout and it says 3:22. Like how does this work? I don't understand. Like I walked to the grocery store. And then it's just 3:22 on the clock when I look at the clock. I don't understand how this works. But it does. It's like adjustment bureau shit. Like I don't know if they send cars in front of me as I cross streets and like slow me down to like time it to make it so that I get there at that time or what or something like that. don't know how it works, but it's happening all the fucking time. In the 33-degree basin. What? If I was, I would probably be rich, right? Aren't they rich or something? If you're 33 degree, I don't know. I hear these engine sounds outside, right? When I sit down. So, what else happened? I don't know. Oh, there's this kid on this scooter. Like, I was walking by this house the other day when I went to Walmart, and there were these kids like playing basketball synced in the driveway at this one house. And then I saw the kid from that house today, and he rides by me on the scooter. And then, like, as I'm walking by his house, he's coming up behind me on the scooter again and, like, turning into the driveway next to me. And then, like, he's, like spinning his wheels on the ground or whatever. And then he, like, jumps off of his scooter sink and runs inside. And he's, like, a little child. Controlled Opcat. So probably gonna go back to sleep now. I'm just trying to think though what else happened. It's all coming back to me slowly. I was gonna talk about it before I went to sleep, cause like I always forget shit. I like to talk about it before I forget it while it's fresh in my head. Cause it's just always a trillion things happening. So it's like I forget it, and then I remember later, I'm like, oh yeah, also this. Other people laughing outside again, like they do when they synced. I don't know. Probably doing synced. laughing synced, the yelling synced, his talking extremely loud synced, and going woo synced, and whatever else you can sync, you sync it. And then in the summertime, it's gonna be fireworks synced. Whatever you can sync, they sync it. So I'll be back with another episode of The Sync. So I don't know what's about to sync. I feel like something's about to sync right when I turn the camera off, probably, but maybe not. Maybe they'll wait until I lay down in bed or something. Never know when they're gonna sync next or what's gonna sync. Maybe a frequency in my ear is gonna sync. Never know what's gonna sync next. Maybe a helicopter's gonna fly over synced. I don't know. There's been a bunch of planes flying nearby me, like I said, and not over me. But like lately, the last few days, there's been a bunch of, like before that though, like a few days ago, like for a bunch of days in a row, there was a bunch of planes flying over me, and helicopters and shit. And then like the last few days, there's been a bunch of them like nearby, like in the near distance. So I feel like they're stalking me, but I don't know if they are or not, but probably, or at least a few of them are. And then there was one the other night, like I said, that was like flying by a bunch of times, like nearby, and then flew over me. And then there was the one on the video the other day where it like flew out in front of me, like as I was walking up to the intersection. It's been a bunch of that. We're always watching you. Well, they're always watching you too. They watch you take a shower. They're watching you to make sure that you type comments in the comments. And they're like, get to work, type a comment. You fucking bot. Wait, don't send it yet. Send it synced. Send it synced with the truck driving by. So, uh, so yeah, I'll be back with another episode of the Sync Tards. Don't sync, it's sync tarded. Uh, and hit the Cash App or PayPal if you can, and don't sync.